So today I'm reviewing a book I just finished. To be really honest, I forgot I planned to film this video and returned the book back to my library just yesterday. But never mind, I'm going to go ahead with my review and include a picture I took of the book. It's called The Military History of Ceylon, an Outline, and it's by Anton Muthukumaru. This book was published in 1987 and is written by the first Ceylon commander of the army. And honestly, for me, it gave me the information I needed to get a basic understanding of Sri Lanka's military past. So the book splits Ceylon's military history into three periods. The Indian period from 543 BC during Vijaya's times to the 1500s, the colonial period from the 1500s to the 1900s, and then the modern period. This is the period after independence. The Indian period shows our ancient kings' early ties with India, both peaceful and not so peaceful when incursions started taking place. Then the colonial period covers the Portuguese, Dutch, and British periods and educates the reader on their control in the island and contrasts it with the local resistance and cooperation as well in terms of military and defense matters. The modern period dives into the Ceylon Army's creation in 1949, the challenges it faced in its early stages, and its role in the conflicts that soon followed. Muthukumaru's personal stories from his time as chief of staff and then commander really bring this history to life. I loved learning how the locals got involved in military affairs when the British were ruling. So the 1st Ceylon Regiment in 1802 was made of Malay troops. In the same year, the 2nd Ceylon Regiment, made of Sinhalese spelled with a C at that time, also called the Sepoy Corps, was set up. Previous to the local regiments being set up, all military affairs were manned by the British and other Commonwealth-associated regiments. These units fought in the Kandyan War, showing early local military engagement. Muthukumaru, also a lawyer, writes about serving in World War II for the British and later leading the Ceylon Army. It's cool to hear about the army's early days, its infancy, then having to face communal conflict, to guerrilla forces, to terrorism, and a 30-year-long civil war. What I loved most is Muthukumaru's storytelling. It feels like he's chatting with you in his living room. It's a typewritten book, so a bit vintage with some typos, but that adds some charm in my opinion. Again, if I had the book, I could have shown it to you. If you're into Sri Lankan history, you should check this out.